So thank you. So again, everyone, make sure you have your Power School grades. You have the UC A to G list. There's the URL you see up on top. And then if you have not created an account, make sure to do here. Please give me a thumbs up if you have already created your account. Give me a thumbs up if you already created your account. Okay, so I'm gonna just take my time. So a couple of things here, right? What's the title? Really, all I have to do is the red asterisk thing. Make sure you do put your legal name, right? I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but just kind of help you guys. So, right now, if you wanna, right, you guys know I go AMV, that's something. Make sure it's professional on there, right? Put down an email address that you're using for everything that you're using, right? So, it's saying I already have an account, but that's fine. I'm not going to submit it. You want to repeat that email again. Use a phone number that you'll use. Don't assume they're going to call you if something goes wrong. It's all about portals for majority of colleges. But at the same time, the world's changing constantly, right? Who thought all colleges were doing virtual tours? Well, now they are. So you want to put agree. And what I recommend is for you guys to still use a username and password similar to what you would do for all your applications, right? Same as SCORE, same as College Board, same as Common App, same as your UC application. Now here is an agreement, pretty much saying everything's the truth, this whole truth, so help you God. So make sure that you understand what you're saying and agreeing that all of this is correct. You're going to put down I agree. Now, are you European Union? Then you haven't told me something. You're just going to put no, and then a green box should come up here to create your account. Okay, I think that's pretty self-explanatory on there. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, now this part, I'm going to move forward. And if you feel at any time it's going too fast, if you give me a thumbs down, that'd be great. The more of you give me thumbs down, then I'll start doing slower, okay? I can't slow for the whole group for one person, but we want to make sure we are timely in this matter. So all you guys will be getting your first bachelor's degree. I do not know anyone who's a high school senior, except in the movies, who already have their bachelor's degree. So this will all be a first year for you, okay? So that's something that is available for you. And then here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put down your graduate high school senior. Yes, I do know there's some great, wonderful seniors out there who already did college classes. You're still just a graduating high school senior equivalent. Please make sure you do not make mistakes on here, because one little mistake make the whole mess of headache later on. So you want to make sure you stay precise on here. Have you taken and earned college credit? This is going to vary. Some of you like, I didn't know that. It's okay. You can still do it next summer. You're going to put no. But if you took a college course, you know who you are, not those special like, oh, I was on this college campus and learn about the medical field. No, I'm talking about you could get a transcript. Also, if you have not sent that transcript to the academic office, get on it and let that wonderful college counselor know. So I'm going to say yes, but not all of you will be yes in this section.
Do APs count?
AP is not community college or university credit, because though you can get college credit, not all colleges grant that. These are actual courses, right? So does that make sense? So great question. They count in some other factor of courses, but not for the application. Okay, great question. Thank you. Are you returning? I think you guys are all first timers. Have you served in the military at this time? All of you guys would be no. Do you have or will you require an F1 visa, J1 exchange, or study at the California State University? This is a question for international students, right? If you or you know someone who is undocumented or DACA, they would not be eligible for this, right? So again, if you're a US citizen, if you're DACA, undocumented, or you have a permanent residency here, you're gonna put down no, okay? And then they're gonna ask you, where is your residence? Big, important question here. You think it's simple. If you choose Colorado by accident versus California, CSUs will cost you about $60,000 a year with no financial aid, barely, okay? All right, so make sure you have California there, okay? Any questions on this page before we go? Let's go. All right. So, now the nice thing is that they're asking, say, wait, are you currently located in UN? No, I did not fill it. So it does have smart technology to see if I made any mistakes on the application. Okay, now here is what you're going to do is find a school to apply to. So for example, if I want to have a school near the beach, but I don't want large classes, I could just type in Channel Islands, and there it is. And then, yes, you do have to decide on a major, but some schools, not all, like Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, does have undecided. Do you know the hard part about the state schools? And look at here, Channel Islands is one of the smaller ones of all of them. There's so many majors. There's a lot of different opportunities on here. Now, for the time consuming, you can remember, this is one application for all 23 CSUs. So I'm just going to scroll really quickly to undecided. Right now, that's totally fine to be in there. But remember, there's some majors that are impacted, meaning a pre-nursing or pre-theater program. So if there's something that you really want to do, click on it. But here, you can also do that here. Also, you want to make sure that it does say fall 2021 main campus, and you have the right campus. So I'm going to click the plus sign here, right? And then I'm going to try and move my control bar from my Zoom because I can't see, and press continue. Any questions here? We're just asking everyone for today to do one school. Super easy to add it in later on. Now it's already telling me it's $70 for the application, but there's certain parts of my application that I haven't done, right? There's a little bar of information here. So what you want to do right now is you want to go click on continue to my application. So let's look at all these features here. So on these features, you're going to see a whole mess of different stuff, right? You're going to go into personal information, right? So that's the stuff like if for those of you who came a little bit later, you go, Ma, Dad, well, how much do we make? Right? Ma, Dad, when did you come to this country? Or what's your birthday? If you don't know your parents' birthday, shame on you. Yes, you should know the year if they were born in California. So we'll go over that. This is the most complicated and hardest one over here. Program materials is just like the major, like I just did for Channel Islands. Some of your campuses, like Sonoma, San Jose, may ask a couple more questions. This part will vary, and remember, campuses may ask you more questions, meaning if you're not a slam dunk for that college based on your academic history, because there's no SAT or ACT information, well, guess what? They may ask you for more information. So the biggest thing for you guys is portal information. Okay, so let's go to number 1. We're going to look at release statement. So you have to give permission. This is no different than kind of like the FERPA that you did on Common App or your SCORE application. And you're going to just certify that you understand that if you lie here, ooh, you're going to be in trouble. Over here, the CAASPP program is for public school students. It's a special assessment tool that they use. St. Ignatius students, this is not for you, right? So I did not attend a high school. So here it says I completed the HAS assessment. I completed, do not agree, release it. I did not attend high school caliber, or if you forget about or, did not complete the CAASP assessment. So you're going to click on that one. Okay. So make sure you do the last one. Also here you're checking, I acknowledge it's the truth, the whole truth, so help you God again. Yeah, don't lie, people. It's not good. It's not good. So let's save and continue. So it's always going to check in with you. You can always go back to the dashboard. Don't leave. I know I lost somebody already. Don't leave. Get this done, right? Also, if you know up here on the right-hand side, that's your ID number. So if you ever have any questions, in case you have to go, don't go. There are questions here and alert buttons with the company, not the colleges, to help you with that. But let's go to the next section. All right. What's your legal name? What's the name on your birth certificate? Okay, so mine is Ignatius, right? And Lailoa, right? Now, if you do have an alternative name, right? So let's just say if I have, by some chance, I've had 2 birth certificates. Yeah, I know someone who has that, right? So I could go Inigo Lopez. That's what's his actual real name, say Ignatius. Yep. Then you can put the alternative name on there. Do you have a name you prefer? You could say yes, right? I could say, well, this is Ambi. Again, this is just all optional. Everything that needs to be filled out is this, the red asterisk, okay? Now, what is your legal sex when the, so you do need to identify on that. And then here they give you a whole bunch of information. Do they use this for admission? No. But think of this like your census for college, so how they can provide more support services on the campus itself. So please go ahead and put down like, how do you describe yourself? And look, they also have like, I'm not sure, right? So do know the CSU just kind of shows you how open-minded the CSU campus is, right? Kind of gives you a good example regarding about that. And then also put whatever you're best describing for yourself, right? So there's gender nonconforming. A lot of people ask me, what's gender conforming? So basically the stereotype image, right? Pink for girls. Do you see pink around me? Or blue for boys? All that other good stuff, okay? So indicate who you are. It could be both, right? Maybe I have a blue and pink, right? A little bit both, not sure, decline the state. So you have that option to decide it.
Ms.
Yes.
Ricaro,
Yes.
Ariana just told me to tell you that her Wi-Fi is going in and out. She's trying to figure it out right now.
Oh, okay. No, I don't take it personally. I just love when you guys would be there, right? And then remember, thank you for that shout out. Remember, I am recording this. I do need you to bug me. Ms. Vaccaro, where's the recording? You need to share it. Please, 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 okay? So do bug me about that, especially after the break, okay? And then, yeah, and then if somebody really wants me like go on Instagram Live, I don't know how I can do that. I could probably do that at the same time. Just tell them out. So if you could text them and see if they want me to do that, let them know and I'll make it happen. Because we can't stop. We're supposed to say. That's right. Okay.
Won't
so
stop.
Thank you. Someone just got bonus points for their letter rec right there. All right, so date of birth. When were you born? Don't make mistakes now, right? Don't just put 2020, right? Like, whoa, you're not born that time, right? So make sure that you take your time on doing this application. Like I said before, it could cause a lot of headaches over there. So put down, I think most of you guys, wait, you were born not in 2004, 5? What do we got here?
I'm 2003.
Okay, 2003 babies. All right, so let's put that, okay? Please put down the country you were born in, right? So make sure that you put that in there. You do need to know, the state that you're in there. I'm trying to put a different country, but I do not know. I think it's San Miguel. Remember, there's one there. Right now, the Providence. Remember, you just put the state otherwise, and then you would also again put the county, and then finally they put NA for county. Remember, county. This is San Francisco City. It's also San Francisco County. If you're born in Daly City, right? That's San Mateo County, etc. Okay. At the time you turned 13, were both parents deceased? I hope not. So you put no. I'll explain to you in a minute why. As determined by court in your state legal, were you emancipated? No. Right, for most of you guys. And at the time of July 1st, 2020 or beyond, were you homeless? Right? I hope and pray for you guys. No, you never have to experience that. Did you have any emergency shelter or transitional home? I pray again, no. And then here, were you ever in a runaway system? Why are they asking these questions? Because they want to know, are you independent? That's what makes you independent, even if you're, right? Or dependent. So even if you're paying all your college education, you're doing everything by yourself, I hear you, I love you, been there, feel you. You still have to put no, because legally you're still under the eyes as dependent in the government, okay? Any questions for that page? All right, I say, I want to go to the next section. We want to keep going. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so here, what they want to do, let me move your beautiful images here. I'm going to make you guys a little bit smaller. Thank you. Is that, so any changes request. So enter the contact information because they want to keep updated with you, okay? So this is where you live now, right? I'm going to move my little controller over here because it's just getting in my way. Okay, put down your street address. I'm putting the school. I think you kind of know why. Put down the city you live in, the state, right? And then they will auto-populate you, right? The federal government through the U.S. Postal Office, God bless those souls, get those ballots out there, just confirming it. So it's like, yeah, that looks right. Just press yes. And then they'll fill out that information. If you think you may be moving, something's changing, put the date on here. But notice there's no asterisk here. So you don't have to fill that out if you don't have that situation, right? Is this your permanent address? Put down yes. If it is, if not, you have to put an alternate, okay? Put down your phone number, please, right? So it's fine to put down a school number, but remember they may text you, so that's something that you could put the cell phone. I'm putting the school number. You should not put the school number. Put down a cell phone number. Like my house, I would never put my landline because you know why? My husband will say homicide. I mean, literally, that's how he answers the phone. Okay, and then you're gonna put this information on here and then save and continue. Any questions there? Okay, pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Okay, I'm hearing people going in and out. I'm just gonna check if anyone's in the waiting room. Okay, no worries. I just hear some interesting sounds in the background. We're gonna press continue and next, okay? All right, and remember, hydrate, stretch. We need those bodies moving as we're going on, okay? So here's citizenship, okay? So again, what is that? Well, you're either naturalized, like you were a little kid or an adult like my sister and raised your hand and became a U.S. citizen later on, right? So you're a U.S. citizen. Or you may be a permanent resident where you immigrated here, but you don't, you're not a U.S. citizen, but you have a permanent resident. Sometimes we call it the green card, right? Or it's none if you are DACA or you're undocumented, or you would go ahead and put down if you're a refugee, right? So put down one of those things. If you do have a permanent residence, you have to put down like the country where you were at and stuff, right? And information and date, okay? But if you notice, if I go down to US citizen, it's blank, right? But if you were born outside of the US and you were naturalized, two things, put the country over there. Second thing is, you better make sure Social Security Administration knows you're a U.S. citizen. Because guess what? You may be naturalized, but Social Security Administration may never got the information because they need the paperwork. Yeah, make sure, okay? And they're taking appointments over the phone if you're in that situation. Okay, so now this is really important. What state do you consider your permanent home? Because I said California earlier, it's California. If it's something else is popping up, oops, you're going to pay that $60,000. We don't want that. And then do you claim California residency? Yes. Have you lived in California since birth? If it's no, right, you put where you do begin, right? So if you lived in Arizona or a different country, when did your derriere get in this state and it stayed here? That's the one. If you don't know and you're a little beautiful baby, go, Mom, Pa, what? Go ask them. If they're like, I don't know. Okay, was it foggy? Is it raining? So try to do the best guess information. They just need to make sure that it's consistent, okay? Any questions for that page? Let's keep going. All right, you're like, this application's hecka easy. Oh, we're not in the hard part yet. Okay, how do you identify? Yes, they need you to identify your ethnicity, right? So now do know, look, they break it down. This is like census 101. So can I go and, but here they only allow you to do one. If you are multiple, then you will put other, and then you would specify it here, okay? Otherwise, if not, and then here, regardless of what you answered before, right? Remember, for those of you who are like, where are Latinos or Hispanic? Well, I'm not going to go into a whole, history lesson, but because of the discrimination that certain races experience, like they couldn't even get mortgage loans and stuff like that, the Latino community said, no, we're not going to put that on there, right? And that's the modification. And yeah, that's been a long time since those decisions. So we have not updated stuff like that. Because so that's a reason why it's on there. So put down how you like, but hey, you can put decline to stay. Is there affirmative action at this time For the CSUs or the UCs, no, Proposition 202 eliminated that, but Proposition 16, which is on the ballot, register to vote, make sure your neighbor, your relatives do that too. That may change. California voters said, no, we don't want it. It was kind of misconstrued. It was weird how they worded it. So I know a lot of people got confused because they said, well, make sure everyone has an equal opportunity for college. So people said, oh, okay, that sounds right. But yeah, read the fine print, people. Proposition 16 is reversing it, and so we don't know what's going to happen. So please indicate how you identify as. Okay, and then over here you could put down decline to state. You could put down what your ethnicity. It's up to you. Okay, so again, at this time, affirmative action is not used. Depending what happens with the votes, we will see what happens moving forward. Always interesting times. Questions there? All right. Okay, everyone has to put your parent guardian information. Now, if you only have one parent information, that's fine. But if you do have both of your parents' information, please put both of them. Okay, so go ahead and put your parents' information, right? So if I want to put my mommy's name, because she did a lot today. Is this parent a permanent resident? So let's just say if my mom is not a U.S. citizen, or even if she's undocumented, but I do have citizenship here, yes, she's still a permanent resident. Permanent resident is different than having the green card, right? Permanent resident of California means like I'm here. Like I pay my taxes, my address, that's what it's saying, right? Has a parent lived here since birth? If you put no, again, you have to put down, answer all these questions. Where were they before? Whether it's in the United States in a different state or in a different country. And then you have to put down like from when did they live there, right? So some people were born in like an out of state or out of country, and then went to is when they come back. If that is not that issue, if they were born here, then you just put yes, okay? Then you want to put their address. Now remember, I can't skip this part. I got to put it all in there because there's a red asterisk. So I'm going to put my address right on there. Don't want to duplicate that. Double check the work if you do the auto populate. And then they're not asking for your email contact is your parent, but will they most likely contact them? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Now here's the other question here. Like, do you authorize that they could contact your parents? You know, I mean, for the most part, how's that going to hurt, right? You know, how's that going to hurt you in the process? But if you feel it is, you can have the right to say no. Do you give permission for your parent guardian to receive communication information, different events? Yeah, they'll get some mails and emails. I did as a parent. Okay, so and then you press continue. Any questions about that page? Also, one of the things is at any time they'll show you to double check the information over here. And then you can always check back and look at the information, right? You always go back. But if I have green checks here or check marks, I'm good. But we're still not even done section 1. Oh my God, what our college is asking. Now, if you do have a social security number, put it in, right? This is not my social security number, right? But if I want to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Whatever, go ahead and put your social security number. If you do, or if you're DACA, that's not considered a social security number. It's a work permit number. If you don't have a social security number, you would just answer no. What is an SSID? You're going to leave it all blank. Why? You are graduates of St. Ignatius, not Lowell, not Mission, not Thurgood Marshall. So that is only for public school students who would get that information. Notice the word public. That's why we read the fine print. That's also a question on the UC application. Do the same. What is your primary language, right? So maybe it's a couple of different languages, right? So I could add that. I could add, right? So then I could put this. I could put down, am I advanced? What is that? So they're going to ask different questions. So what's the first language, right? When you said gaga, googa, and then what's the next word of that language was? Put that there. And then if you spoke different languages, go ahead and indicate that. If you made a mistake, you could always delete, but make sure you put the proficiency level, right? All of you guys are advanced in the English language. Because of what we answered earlier about military, this answer is no. If you're dependent, so if I have someone who's maybe is a veteran, my mom is a veteran, military service, I want to say yes. Why is that important? Because guess what, people? If you have a veteran, depending on the level of service they left from the military, you could get free tuition for a public school or a big discount for any public school in the United States of America. Okay. Are you in good standing with your last high school? You better be. Yes. Have you ever been disciplined for academic performance? This is not like you were late for class. This is like you're on probation, right? So you have to put indicate yes or no. Have you been disqualified at any college or university? Well, you haven't started yet for most of you, so be no. Have you ever been suspended or expelled? Please make sure that you know what you're doing, right? So, but by any college. So if you were suspended from your high school, that's not here. This is asking for any college. So for all you guys, be no.
Mr. Carl, I don't seem to have those questions.
You don't. Well, here's the thing. Remember I said to you guys, make sure the beginning is exactly to be careful. So what I would do is go back to the beginning. And we're not on the academic part, so you should be okay. And see maybe if you labeled, you did like the graduate student application, are you doing fall 2021? You're gonna have to look at that. Does that make sense? And then if you can't find it, go to the, just skip this part, go to the academic history, and then we're gonna need to maybe have a tag time, not today, but a different time to look to see what happened. There's something you enter, because remember, this is skip technology, or they call it smart technology, where based on what you answer, it manipulates everything else you're gonna say. So thank you for having that experience, because for those of you who are maybe watching Netflix in the background, having a text conversation, listen to me. Because I was one of those kids that had a lot of things going on and didn't focus on my AP. And despite how hard I worked in school and all the APs, yeah, I didn't turn in my personal statement from one of my college applications. It's very disappointing. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, so try to do that. And then if you can't figure out what's going on, go to the academic history and we'll meet you there in a few minutes. Okay. All right. Oh, very important. Here, it is required. So do you want to be a teacher or not? Hey, do you want to be a counselor or not? Like me, yay. So you say at a later time, decide, I want to do this term. You can say not interested, right? And then they want to see, so single subject, high school, multiple is middle school, education specialist is someone like myself, or if you want to be a learning specialist for people who have accommodations, etc. CalFresh, right? So are you interested in CalFresh food assistance, right? Think of it, the SNAP program, AKA food stamps. So that's something you're interested in, put that in there. That's a state fund program that could give for students for have needs. We all have a lot of needs right now. California Promise is a brand new program. It's not in this 4th year, but it's basically the legislators say, like, listen, if you promise you're going to take 15 units every semester, we promise you we're going to make sure you get all those classes so you graduate in 4 years. How well is it working out? We don't know. They're not seniors yet, so it's a fairly new program, but it doesn't hurt you to say yes. So go say yes. How did you hear about us? I don't know. Maybe it's me. There you go. And then you fill that out. Now notice I don't have a save and continue. Oops. I missed something. What did I miss? Oh, look, I didn't delete something. So sometimes you just gotta, the excitement, I'm applying to college, maybe you guys are the first one, or you're like, I'm gonna do better than my other sibling did it, whatever. That's something that's we could absolutely do. Okay. Also, guys, if you want to, if there's something of concern, like I have my cell phone on my tripod, and then so basically, what do I have? Oh, you could text me some messages because I won't see it on the chat here, but text me, and I'll have that open, or I could do G-chat, whatever you prefer. Okay, what is this? Remember, did you ask? Did you ask? Did you ask? Household income and size. Remember, today, FAFSA form for fall 2021 and CSS profile is open. right? So we got to get those forms in, because why? You want a treat versus a trick, right? And get those done before Halloween. So do any of the statements above apply to you? So what is this asking you is, again, kind of confirming, are you independent or not, right? So if one or more apply, they're going to ask you only income information for you. Most of you guys are fortunate enough not to answer that question. Trust me, if you don't have your both parents around, or if you were homeless, it's a hard road. Those are truly my superhero folks. They're superheroes. But most of you guys would be putting no and count your blessings. What is your household size, right? So that includes the parents, gotta love those step parents, household size in 2019. So read the fine print. So there's a new beautiful baby in the house. Were they born 2020? You can't include them in there. Yourself, your parents, and other household members, not family members. People kind of mix up that language a lot. So when I had my nephew here with his son, our family size prior was 6. They didn't pay rent. He wasn't paid food. It became 8, right? So, but what is that number, right? So put in the number of your family size on there, okay?
So dependents.
Yeah, so anyone that is, well, they say and other house, so let's read it again. Dependent household size.
Oh,
If
there
you're a
we go.
custodial parent, right, for you want it right, they want to know, and the other parents must include along with your parent student's income. So they first want to know the size. So parents, total size with parents, step parents, and then yourself and the other household members. It's a little bit different language than the FAFSA form. Does that make sense?
So would I include someone who like was paying rent, because they're not a dependent, but it also says other household members, and they
Right.
are a part of our household.
Exactly. So it says for additional information on who should be reporting your parents' household income side, click here. Let's go. Right. So basically on FAFSA form, if you go fill that out, and look how I got help right away. On the FAFSA form, it is someone that you are supporting. So if you decide to live with me, we're not relatives, no bad, just less years of experience with you, and you're not paying rent. I'm paying for all your food. You are my dependent, even though I don't claim in your taxes. But let's see what they say here, right? So we're going to skip the independent part. So here is, so it says the total size of parents' household per year. You have to put the parents' income. This gives you a little good glimpse here on here. And, oh, here we go. Household size, la, 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 la. Total size of household in a specific year, including you and yourself and all dependents.
Okay.
So yeah, so if there's someone just there, right, but you're not supporting them, then you wouldn't include them. So, but yeah, see, that's why the English language and writing is so important. Oopsie. Okay, so then here, what is your parents' adjusted gross income, right? So put in that. Now, adjusted gross, yes, it's going to be after taxes. You're going to get this from the 1040 form. So what I'm going to do really quickly, I hope you guys have this information, but what I'm going to do, take a screenshot now. How to find that information. Screenshot it in 3, 2, 1. I'm leaving. Okay, so you want to put that information. Untaxed income, believe it or not, most of you guys are 0. Some of you guys think it's how much you pay for no. Untaxed is that I got some money from somebody. You got me? Someone gave me money, and then I didn't pay taxes on it, like Social Security benefits. But most people don't have that, so it would be 0, okay? Are you interested in household, oh, by the way, this information, yeah, I better make sure it's correct. The household sizes, this is how you see if you qualify for a fee waiver or EOP, which we'll talk about a little bit more at the end. Okay, are you interested in campus housing? Just say yes, right? Even if you literally live right next to San Francisco State, you may want some transition change, right? A lot of trees on San Francisco State campus. Okay, education parents level, so let's look at it, right? So what is it, right? If you have no idea, you can go, does not apply. But if you do have some, right? Like my parents have no high school, right? But maybe I have one who started college but didn't finish. The 2-year college graduate mean they got their associate's degree. I don't know why they didn't write that there. 4-year college graduate means bachelor's degree. Sometimes it takes people 6 years. So put down what is equivalent. Notice they don't say in this country. So to be in the eyes of colleges, for most colleges, some of that's changing right now. To be first gen is that your parent did not get a bachelor's degree. Okay, any questions on that page? All right, you got your grades ready? Let's go. Okay, so here we're gonna do is add high school section, right? Oh, really quickly, was there anyone that participated? Because I know there may be some people who went to a lot of Modus boot camps. Is there anyone that participated in California High School Planner here? You got to speak now if you did. Okay, that's fine. So just to let you know, if you have younger siblings or just friends or peers, there's a way where you do the high school planner, not as a senior, and then it just dumps the information in here. But what are we going to do here? You could put their zip code, or guess what? This is our SI, so security number, right? So schools in, oh wait, I want my zero, wait, what happened there? I put our EEB code. Look, I was acting all cool, and then, oh, there it goes, St. Ignatius, right? Always want to make sure, because there's a lot of them. Yes, the one in San Francisco, there we go, right? So for you guys, remember, it's going to be August, right? 15th, you could put 2000, and so if you're graduating 20, so it's 20, then it would have been 19, 18, 20, 17. Oops, what did I do? I'm just going to write it down. Okay, now the next thing is that what you're going to do is, I think I filled something out wrong. When are you going to end, right? It's June or May graduation, guys. Seniors, help me out here. Do I really have to go to the website and look? You don't know? Come on, don't let COVID control everything. 14 dates. Let's see. Here we go. Where are you? Where are you? It's May 29th, 2021. I'm pretty sure I need to just do this. Filled out something wrong here. Okay, we'll go here. Oh, not February. My mouse is very jumpy. Not even July. August. And then we're going to go here to 21 May. Okay. Now, if you did take, if you're a transfer student, or if you did take some high school classes somewhere else, not college, high school, you would go back and add another school. Okay. Here we are semester only. And then we're going to save this school, okay? So this is how you would add your other high school, okay? Any questions there? Okay, is there anyone, can you give me a thumbs up, or can someone shout out, actually, if anyone went to another high school, not college, but high school? All right, let's keep going. Let's get this puppy done. Okay. And tell UC Berkeley, I am not available right now. Yeah, I just hung up on UC Berkeley for you guys. Yeah, special you are. Okay, graduation status. Select the anticipated graduation status. So I have or will graduate with my high school diploma. I have or have a school equivalency. I will not. You are going to get that diploma. Which high school, right? And then again, it will be 05, right? And then you know what? I think they want me to just kind of put the date in here, so I will. So I'll put May on there, May 2021. Any questions here? Let's go. All right, continue to the next section. Did you attend high school outside the U.S.? Most of you, if it's yes, you will put that in there, but most of you guys will be no. Save, pretty simple. Don't worry. Okay, for any of you guys, listen up. If you've taken a community college course, or if you're in Mr. White's fall or spring senior level course, Again, if you're in Mr. White's fall or spring senior level course, that's a dual enrollment course, you would add that in here. Okay, so what college did you go to? So let's say I went to Skyline College. Did you obtain a degree? No, it's a semester system. When did you attend? Okay, so you're gonna put down, right? Maybe I took it over the summer, started in June. Maybe I did it this year. I know a lot of people want to keep themselves busy, right? And then they're going to want to know when's the last one. Well, if I only did it once. So again, you're going to do the first time, and then you're going to put the last time that you did that semester, okay? If it's Mr. White's class, you're going to put San Francisco State University, okay? All right, and then nobody should be checking if you're still attending this college unless you're in Mr. White's class. Okay, and why did I do that? Because I'm supposed to do when it ends. When it ends, I did that intentionally. Yeah, I know you don't think I did, but I did. I wanted to check if I was right or wrong. Okay, let's keep going. All right, okay, so now that I add my school, now there are a few of you that have multiple, like they went to Skyline, went to Kenyatta, you could add in those schools. But let's just keep going for here. Here we go. So what we're gonna do, right, everybody, is we're gonna go by one grade level at a time. And we're gonna go down through, if you haven't done this already, the A to G list. So we're gonna go through all this, right? So the thing is, I don't see all your guys' transcripts right now, right? So, but remember, you can ask any question. But here we're going to do the first one. Let's look at. They're asking, wait, you're going to enter 7th, 8th grade? Yeah, you can, because guess what? If at my school, now wait, they're going to have my middle school here? No. They won't have your middle school on there, and they won't have an earlier date. And yeah, it's freaking confusing. And you may think Ms. Vaccaro is off her. I've done this for a few years. And this is the way they train us how to do it, okay? So if I don't know, I will let you know. So what do they want you to do? Let's just say at your school, you took Spanish. This is only for kids who took like Algebra 1, math or higher, or you took a world language, nothing else, okay? So I'm gonna put down, but this is the A to G list for SI. My school, we just call it Spanish. So I'm gonna put down, is it advanced? It's none. And then what grade did I get, right? So maybe I got an A and then I have a B. Now if you're like, God, I didn't know that grade counted, only 10th and 11th grade for your GPA counts, but they look at the coursework. The more A to G's, the better. So remember, middle school, you can put those type of courses, right? So again, if I took, Algebra 1, right? They said make sure to match on there, right? So this would be, I would still leave it at that year, right? Because they're incorporating it through the non-A to G. Let's say just algebra, my school called it, right? I would put none. And then I would put, maybe you're not gonna put in plan of progress, but I'll put the letter grade for my middle school. Do I need to get your transcript for that? No, right? It should be self-explanatory. Okay, so that's only for some of you, not all of you who had that. But remember, we're gonna do now 9th grade. We're gonna work backwards. So St. Ignatius 2717, right? We're gonna add that in there. Okay, and then where did my 9th grade go? There it goes, yay, okay. So let's do our A's. A lot of you think your A's is ethnic studies. No. You do not have social studies freshman year because it is under as an elective in the eyes of the UC and CSU system. Okay, so we'll get to that later. We're gonna go, remember, 9th grade, and we're gonna go to A to G list. So yes, you don't believe me? That's fine. I'll prove you wrong. So here you can see that's only until we get into modern world history where we have that, okay? But we do have English, right? So English is our next category that we're going to do it, right? So let's put in English. Now, I should not be self-typing it because my courses are on there, right? And then I want to put down the grade that I received. You want to make sure you put the exact grade that you received, and there it goes. Okay, well, we're going to go now to the B section, right? I'm scrolling down, right? So did I start off with algebra? Algebra 1 accelerated. What class did I take? Okay, so maybe it was Algebra 1 accelerated. Notice I'm not typing everything. I want to take it from the list. There is no accelerated on there, so you just leave that as none. And again, you put exactly how the grade is reported, right? And you may want to have your transcript or put your PowerSchool grades on Notability so you can come mark it off like check, I've done that. Okay, what's the next A to G?
Can I use my UC application?
If you know that it's right and you double checked it, whatever works for you. Okay, does you have, I will be honest with you guys. I have never met a student in my 25 plus years, someone do the CSU application correctly or the UC. Like I checked it all. I'm not talking including the personal statements for UC. So feel free to go through it, but there's just a lot. So just, and I love being, I could say my class of 21 is the first one, but that's something that sometimes does happen. Okay. All right. But yes, you can. It's similar, but just make sure that you're using a reference from your transcript, your semester grades. Okay, let's look at sciences.
Mr. Carr,
Yeah.
just wanted to know something. Did you block my number?
What?
Did you block my number?
No. No, because otherwise that's why I'm getting your text messages. I can only just do one thing at a time. But there was a question out there about addresses. So you want to, as I indicated, for mailing addresses, you want to put down the one that they suggest, unless it's completely wrong. So you want to put the address that is completely wrong. Okay. So, but thank you for mentioning that. Sometimes I just get so engaged with you guys, I forget what's all the stuff's going on. Okay, let's go into the D, your sciences, right? So all of you guys are biology. See, I don't have to use my caps, right? It's only regular. What grade did you get? Now look, for this person, I'm going to put that on there. If that person did get a D second semester, oi, that's not good, right? Because you need 1 year of biological sciences, right? But we're going to show you later on another biological science they could take, all right? All right, so now we did the sciences. What language did you take, right? So what are we going to put in there? So maybe you took Latin 1 and then put the grade on there. Now this kid maybe got a D first and a B. Well, for any course that's in math or languages, if you've taken the second semester and got a C or higher, it validates that course, okay? Now, we went through all of these, A, B, C, D, E. Most of you guys don't have F. Why? You were doing PE. Now, you may be someone who did not do PE freshman year. There's a couple of you, but that's something to ignore. But here, wait. You didn't believe me? There's a G. Let's keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There's that intro to ethnic studies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to write intro to, sometimes typing less is better. So introduction, put the letter grade that you got on there, okay? And for the most part, that's everyone's courses and grades, okay? But do remember, there was a question I should use the UCs. The UC system does not allow pluses and minuses. The CSUs do. So you could use, if you use the UCs, you got to be careful. I still think you should use the transcript. I'm just going to answer. I'm going to say that. There's just too many little things to think about that, because you may forget what was a plus or a minus. So make sure that you put that in there. Okay, any question about freshman year? All right. Now, some of you may have taken a chemistry class after a freshman year. You're not going to put it as a 9th grader. You're going to go, oops, I'm going to go add summer, right? And then where did it go? What did I do? It goes on the top. 1 second. I'm going to add summer. Hold on. What did I do? Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's right here. And I was like, what am I doing? So what you want to put 10th grade. There we go. So if I did summer level, right? Again, this is the new school year, right? So you're going to put down on there, right? Because you just finished the previous year, right? And then I'm going to check that box. Let me just do that real quick. Hold on a second. They changed the summer school a little bit. So summer, St. Ignatius, 2018, 2019. And then I'm going to say this is the summer level that I took 10th. Now I have my green check. I'm going to go up here. I know not everyone did this, but for those who did, I'm going to put chemistry, and then I'm going to put 2 letter grades. Okay, if you didn't do that, don't have to worry about it, but that's how you do summer school. Okay, all right, so now let's put the regular 10th grade year. Now again, it's not 2017, you started at 2018, and you add, so summer school is in a separate category. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the A's, right? So remember, it's modern world history. You're going to put down, now remind me guys, that's only a semester course, am I right? No one's going to remind me? No? No one's looking? I had to actually look up a transcript. I'm not going to look it up here. Okay, but I'll double check that in a minute. I'll look at one of your guys' transcripts on the other end, okay? And then the B section would be English, right?
I think modern world history is 2 semesters.
Okay, thank you for that. You think or you know? You have 2 grades? Or 1
yeah,
grade?
I'm looking at my transcript right now.
So it is 2, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's been so many changes. Eric, you're just making that letter recommendation for you bigger and bigger every second of the day. Okay, so thank you for that help. All right, so modern world history will have 2 grades. Remember now I put English. For those of you that had honors, you want to make sure that honors gets populated on there, right? But do know that you're not changing. If I got a B minus, I don't make it an A minus. You put the letter grade that you actually have on there, okay? Again, if you don't remember what C is, right? Well, that's why we have our A to G list here to make it handy, right? So maybe I went to geometry accelerated, right? Maybe you did algebra 2. Everyone has a different pathway. The main thing is that you do it successfully, right? So if I did geometry accelerate, still none, then I put the letter grade. Again, if this person got a D and they got a C minus, right? That still validates it. It's when it's the opposite, then I have to change it later on and check it. Can I ask you guys a quick question? Can you see all the G chats that are just popping in on my screen?
No.
Okay, great. Awesome.
We can hear it though.
I know. What are you going to do? Sorry, because if I mute myself. Okay, it's okay. It gives you some entertaining noise, but it's not the funnest thing to say. Okay, so remember, I got already my subjects all set up here. Now, one thing that I noticed, does anyone notice the mistake that I make? Who can notice the mistake that I made? And the people who did summer school should catch that. Anyone can see what mistake I made? And that's okay, as long as I caught it. Everyone kind of look at what I'm doing.
You put the classes into summer?
Bingo, good job, good job. So that would have been, so you have to remember let me ask you guys this question. For both CSUs, the Cal States, and UCs, will they get your transcript? Yes or no? No. So that's why I said get that Power School transcript, or like earlier I said G-chat me if you need a transcript out there. Okay, so but you saw easy, I could delete it, I catch it. So I have my A, I got my A, I got my B. So now I'm gonna put in my geometry. Okay. And then I put the letter grade that I received and then check it off. All right, next. Right, so my D, right, is if I did chemistry, some of you guys maybe did physics, maybe it was, chemistry, right? Put down the science, right, for the D category that you did take, and then check that off, okay? Now remember, after D is the languages, so usually for most of you guys, it's the second language. Do remember for this Cal State CSU system, it has to be 2 years of the same language. So if I got a D plus here, oh, this baby needs to take it again or make it up, right? After the languages, when you take that course, what you're gonna want to do, welcome back, is again, we already got our D for our science. We have our languages. We're going now. Yes, you have your visual performing arts. Now I'm going to take a moment for you to look the list here, right? So there's art and architecture, and for our dancers out there, notice in here there's all these different abbreviations. Some of you may have two art classes because one was an 8th period and one was during the school day, right? For you guys who are in the theater, right? Do you have a drama 1C or theater workshop on there? Right, let's look at all the codes for, look how many codes, different labels there are. Jazz band, mixed chorus. Let's see what other ones are a little bit unusual, right? Later on, we'll look at the studio artsy thing, okay? So what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna pretend I'm an amazing dancer, right? And I'm in the dance workshop. Remember, use the abbreviations. And then maybe I took it for one semester, right? And then again, if I didn't have take it the following semester, I'm gonna put no grade. Okay, you put down what is on your transcript. You may have participated, want to put that in there. But maybe I did multi-BA 1A. I only took it for one semester, right? And if I took it in the spring, I would put no grade here, and then my letter grade there, okay? Any question about visual performing arts? Because it gets really confusing because it's a little bit different than everything else. Any questions there? Okay, one thing is that a lot of you guys didn't ask, no, there is no freshman religion class that counts. And then if you go down to the G section, there is not a religion course. These are different religion courses for upper levels that count. So for most of you guys, we do not have a G. The only G you have so far is from freshman year, okay? So now let's go back up and we're gonna go add the 11th grade, right? Again, now we are not 2017, 2018, we are 2019. Okay, 2019, this is last year, okay? I'm gonna make sure I don't make the same mistake. There's 11th grade, summer school. Okay, so our A is our US history, right? But which one did you take, right? So now this is the interesting thing. Where is US history? Okay, so what we're gonna do is, and this happens every year, the CSU application is very picky, very, very picky. So I typed in US. It is type sensitive. Now, if you're typing out the whole name, stop it. Stop it right now because it has to have A to G matching. So what I'm going to do is sometimes oh, look, I got more options. So were you in the honors or with regular? So let's just pretend you were in regular and you're just killing it. You got an A. And then they said, we're going to put you in the other class. Now, for most of you guys won't do this. Most of you guys are going to have just one of these courses and you're going to have a great fall and spring semester. But just in case you were one of those students, and why did it automatically change? Because you are going to get, now these are 11th grade level courses, you are going to get that A is going to be like a super A, 5, it'd be a calculated with an extra point. Okay, so what's B? English, right? So we're still in the 300s, right? No, that's senior year, right? So we want to put that in there, right? If it's regular, we just, again, just none. Double check your work. So we got our A, we got our B. What's our C, right? Maybe I got into pre-calculus. Put my letter grades there and check that off. What's my D? Now remember, I was a kid that got a D in biology. So, but I need another life science, right? So I could put human anatomy is the other life science course. I'll put my letter grade. Some of you took physics, some of you took an AP. There'll be an example of that in a few moments, okay? Now I got my A, B, C, D. I need my E, right? So remember, I decided to take Latin for a third year because I got a D one semester and I had to make it up, but this would validate it if I did it the third year, right? Just to let you know, for those who took like AP Spanish, like freshman year, or AP Mandarin, your you're done. You're good. I know it's AP Chinese, but it really should be AP Mandarin. Okay. And so you're gonna want to put that in there. Okay. Now I got my A, B, C, D, E, and most of you won't have an F. Why? Because you have no room in there, right? So what I want you to do is foundations. Foundations. Okay. Why? That's your junior level course. A lot of people have been putting something like for the intro to ethics. Don't mess it up. Follow along, right? Do it slowly, right? This is your religion class. Now, there's some of you that your college counselor has emailed you about. If they haven't, like me, I'm so sorry. I will. It's on my to-do list. Look, I'm gonna write my to-do list right now. If you were in the honors foundation class, like you had an invite, for those of you who are like, what are they talking about? Don't worry about it. Remember, follow what's on your transcript. It still has regular, and that's a good thing because it counts, right? There is no honors A to G approval. So that lab course you will put on your UC application, and there'll be more explanation from your college counselor, or when we do the October 16th Friday workshop, time to be determined, it'll be late morning, late afternoon. We will give you more information on that day. Okay, and then you put that course in there. Okay, any questions for junior year? Questions? Questions?
Mr. Caro,
Yeah.
it's not about junior year, but for sophomore year, it says there's a selection for music appreciation A and B, but for sophomore year, I only took music appreciation A.
Okay, great question. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot to mention that. So the reason why it's a little bit confusing is because how it was submitted from our campus. So I do understand you guys either have A or it's B. And so, but how we communicate to the university, well, the title is just A and B. So no, you're not going to change it at all. Just like multimedia, I'm just going to put down that letter grade that I got, and then they will know that you took A or B. They'll still know it's the same class. So again, just like before when someone brought out, wait, the way they the language they put down about this other thing may be confusing. It is confusing, right? Because like, wait, why isn't it just music A and then music B? They just want to submit one course, but they know that people take it a semester at a time. Okay, totally works. Been doing it for decades. Happily doing it for decades. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Did it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. Awesome. Okay, so let's do senior year. Now, it would have made more sense. You're like, why didn't you just start with senior? Because it's the most complicated. It is. So let's go, right? This is definitely the can't stop, won't stop year. Let's do it. All right, so here we go. Let's start with our A. So all you guys are gonna be a little bit different. So I'm gonna actually show you our A to G list because there's a little bit variety. All of you guys have one. So is it constitutional? Is it honors constitutional? It is honors U.S. government. Is it race, gender, and power? You know, which one do you have? Is it case studies? So I'm gonna put all of them on here because they all come up differently. Right? Do you notice I typed in case first? I typed in case first, right? So that's just an example of that. Oh, do I have a letter grade now? I don't. It would be in progress and then no grade, okay? And then check it off. There's no, remember, it's semesters. So they're gonna assume you're gonna do well in that class, right? And they do. If you don't do well in that class, you're gonna lose your acceptance letter. Okay, let's do another one, right? So there was, so you notice I just start with a different, oh, there's race, gender, and power, right? Maybe I take that in the spring, and then I'm gonna put planned on that one, okay? If I go to, maybe I'm doing US government, right? Studies, right? It's automatic. Oh, no, I don't have a grade. It's in progress and then no grade because it's a semester only class, right? Let me see if I'm missing any other ones. Yes, I am, right? Crime, law, and constitution, right? So then I'm gonna put that in. Maybe it's no grade. Again, you should not be doing as many as I'm doing, okay? I just want to show you the shortcuts of how to find the schools because a lot of people type it in. You will make sense. When we do this thing, you see over here, A to G matching, it'll make your life a lot easier, okay? And then remember, I think there is constitutional, right? There we go, right? So I'm just gonna put constitutional law, in progress, no grade. Again, most of you guys will have two, most of you guys will have one, some of you have two.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Ms. Picaro.
Yeah.
But for junior year with U.S. Histories and Cultures honors, I was put into honors like halfway through the first semester.
Yeah.
So in semester 1, I'm in honors United States history. Do I put it as an honors class or?
Yeah, so this kid over here, right? You know, like this is a kid that I was just went over, like if you were in regular first, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So then I put that and I put the grade and then no grade. Then here, what you would do is I would put down the honors one, right? Remember, you have to type out United States to find it. I would put no grade and then your letter grade.
Oh, but I was in honors like by semester 1, like
Then
before semester 1
then you
ended.
put it both. Then you put it both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then you just stay in there. You don't have to divide it up. Yeah. Make sense for everybody? Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go English. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 different English classes. Why? Because there's some in AP. Oh, what did I do? No. No one has letter grades right now. Don't rush it. Okay, AP English, right? Okay, but what about my other classes, right? So if I am in, let's say, modern history, and I'm not taking it this semester and put no grade, and then I'm gonna put planned. Check that off, right? If I am going to be in satire, right? And you can also put the numbers too. So remember, you don't want to type these in. So if I'm going to be in this one, it'd be in progress, and then there'd be no grade. Okay, any questions about English? How to enter in their English class? All right, let's put an example for another AP class. Let's say if you're in AP Calculus AB, right? Again, no different. You're going to put in progress and then planned. Check that off. Okay, right? But if you're in math analysis, right? No different than before, right? In progress and plan. But you want to make sure you're checking off all the courses your senior year. That's A to G. So, okay, we did A, B, C. Let's do D. Now, maybe you didn't do a science, right? But let's double check, right? Look at the list. Look at your schedule, fall and spring semester. Do you have that? Oh, I totally forgot molecular biology. Have I been in a room of students in person and notice that? Yes. So even more so for you guys to have someone check your application, right? You're doing so much online independently. Have someone check your applications and don't wait till the end of the deadline. By the way, December 4th, your older siblings say, no, it's November 3rd, like you see. No, this year's special, it's December 4th, okay? So as a deadline for all the CSUs. Okay, let's go now. Maybe I didn't take a language because I wanted to go crazy on, now if you did take a language, please put that in there. Maybe you took a Musica del Caribe, right? So that's something you could put in there. But a lot of you guys, reason why you don't take a language because you have to fulfill your second semester here, right? So what does that mean? So earlier someone said that they were in music appreciation. Yeah, I'm going to put in the exact same title. When are you taking it? Oh, maybe I'm taking it spring semester, right? Which is good, right? And but planned and then check that off. Okay. Now, maybe you have a PE class you have to take. A lot of another PE classes count. Are you sure about that? Let's look at our G's. Now, don't forget mixed chorus, jazz band, dance workshop. Remember, if you have multiple 8th period A to G's, let's put that in there. Oh, we'll go back to the religion. I should have said that first, but there is 2 PE classes, your dance, which is obvious, and intro to sports medicine. Yes. If I can find it. There it is. Yes, it counts. I knew it count for such a long, I'm just so happy because after 9 years, it's finally on the list. Someone believed me and it's on there. Killer. Love it. Love it. Okay, so that's it for PE. What about the art class? Well, remember, now you guys may have it as sacred symbols, but what it would end up being, it would be studio artsy, right? So that's that religion, that art class, right? So maybe I'm taking it in the spring semester, so I could put plan, then check that off, okay? Now, what are some other religions? There's one other one. If I just do REL, 447, also known as world religions. That's the only other religion class that can't, wait, no, it isn't. Guess what? There's something special. Again, perseverance pays off after 9 years of telling them, yes, this can count G. And you think it's a G? Why am I going up the list? Because I'm telling you people, telling stories, faith, film, and fiction is count as an A. Amen. Hallelujah. So let's go put telling. Yes, it counts. So happy. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. First try they got it. I'm so happy. For all the doubters, see? Perseverance. Woo! Yay, round of applause. Love, keep the faith, people. Keep the faith. So it counts, A to G, as an English course. Love it. Okay, you see why to pull up your A to G list? Because you're like, what? Huh? Never assume. Okay, so what else do you got? Okay, so let's go down here. You maybe have taken some other art classes. So who are the other G's? Neuroscience, economics, engineering, environmental science, Español Moderno, exploring computer science A, B, film up. Okay, so this came up at one of our previous modules workshops. I did put it on the modules 2021 rooms and said that your moderator for film editing production should, right, so film editor is SITV, aka SITV. Your person who is inside SI, applaud for that hard work there, is journalism. And are you journalism or advanced journalism, right? There's robotics. So for some of you guys doing that 8th period competition, science research, right? If for people who may have that, yearbook, right? So if it's not on your Power School yet, you're gonna need to take a pause, put a whole bunch of Post-it notes everywhere. Why? And it's like, okay, moderator, can you please tell the academic office? And then you better make sure, listen to me for those who are in there. Are you for one semester or a whole year? Because I understand they're not going to put you in until one semester at a time. So you got to follow through, and it's worth it. And I apologize that there's that extra work, but that's something you want to definitely do. So just give a shout out for all the hard work for journalism. We have a lot of also wonderful students who've done some great articles. So here to you guys. So go ahead and put that in there. And then if you are going to take it for the whole year, don't drop out. A lot of extra work in that process. Just put improvised plan. Like drop like, I don't want to disrespect any clubs, but just drop something else that's maybe not as a high priority for you. Okay? All right. Questions here for 12th grade. Silence. All right. Let's get this puppy going. Now remember, we're not done, right? And don't worry, right? Now, if you are like, I'm not adding any college transcripts, then okay, close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes and rest. It's important. I felt so good. Just close your eyes and rest, right? I have so many lights on me. Trying to look good for you guys. Trying. Hope you feel the love. Okay, so if I did take a class at Skyline, I'm going to say start. And then I'll write start by adding semester. Okay, I'll add a semester. You have to write exactly as it is on there. So remember, it's summer 1. Maybe I said it was 2020. So that's populated, academic status. All you guys would be.
Does this only show up if you took a college course this year?
Exactly. And if you entered it, that you did. So like, that's why I said,
Yeah.
if you didn't take a college course, close your eyes and just rest it for a second. So for most of you guys, it'd be completed and you say, but also remember, if you're in Mr. White's dual enrollment class, you should be filling this out. And then check Mr. White if I'm doing a special presentation. He may have told me I did that or not. So remember, you're always going to put in, let me just do what they did here. Maybe I did, bio 150. And look, it populates it because they have these articulation agreements. They want to see what subject category it is. I will be honest with you. I have so many students go, I don't know what to do. It's okay. We are together apart. I did it the opposite, but that's right. We're all mixed up together, right? And then do what Gio does. Like, why aren't you answering me? Because I was focusing on this. Sorry. It doesn't pop up as much. I have an old phone. Everyone got a new one. Put the letter grade that you got a super A because you're just super. And then indicates it's transferable. Hopefully it is. If not, it's okay, but hopefully it is. Okay, you want to make sure you put all the courses, okay? So once you're done there, right, you're like, success, now add all the rest of them, right? And then you may go, okay, I think I'm done here. Well, then you got to tell them, yes, I've completed. That's how you do it. But hey, it doesn't hurt to preview. What did I do? There we go, right? Does it look good? Go back. Again, everyone else should be resting their eyes. Have you ever done this? Have I completed? Yes. Save and continue. Okay, love the check marks. We're gonna go to the next section now. Very, 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 wake up, wake up. Let's go. We need to figure out this. So you want to see if the semesters work. So on the left-hand side is the minimum, and the right-hand side is what you've done. Look at this killer student. Love it. Love it. Did you notice how many C's and D's I had? I still got a 3.04. Hold your head high, right? Because you can't stop, won't stop. So that person, right, got that. He also calculated the college courses on there. And then one of the things is you could go, well, maybe I want to double check it, right? So I could go update, right? And what am I doing here? I want to make sure everything has the A to G listed. Why was it going A to G? Oh, and here's this D1. D1 is biological sciences. What's D2, right? I'm going to show you in a minute. It's right here. You need 1 year of physical science. That's like the physics, astronomy, stuff like that. Okay. So I just want to make sure everything has a box that is on there. That's indicated on here. Okay. Now notice my middle school isn't because it's not set up. There's no A to G. Well, this is a C. This is a E, right? And then a lot of times my marine biology course that I took, love you guys who took oceanography, then you want to go put in, and that would be a D. Which D? If you don't know, it's fine, but it's D1. Okay. All right. I love the A to G list. Love it, love it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to summary.
What happens if you don't know exactly your middle school grade?
You need to know. You can't just, I think it, figure it out. Yeah. Oh, but again, only if you had a language other than English or Algebra 1 and higher. Okay. So now look at did you see how my GPA just went 3.17? Mm-hmm. Why? 3.04, 3.17. That's the power of a community college course, people. Love it. Saved one of my beautiful sons' derrieres. Whew. That's a journey. Okay, so, right, we got that all done. That was already taken care of. It's checked off. Now here, very interesting times, right? So if you got a test, great. But if you do, but it's only going to use for placement for classes. So you're going to put down, right. So if you did want to go there, would you like to add a test? Some programs do not require to report. Please make sure your program requirement. So remember, it is, even the Cal Poly San Luis Obispo says it's not. I'm taking it. So now, if I go to my portal, it's all green thing, money. That's what a college degree is going to give you. More money, more opportunity. My program, oh, let's go see what's going on. Now, this will look different for everybody, right? For some part in responding to this. So this is about educational opportunities. So participate in educational programs. So were you an ADVID? No, it's usually for public school. Upward Bound, usually public schools. EOC, Puente Project, no. LP, Mass. Oh, why are you here today? Majas, why are you here today? Majas. So you're, if I could put my name, why aren't you typing? We go, yes. Oh, it's not typing. I do not.
I think it has to be a number.
Huh?
I think it has to be a number, not like letters.
Thank you. Thank you. God love you. See, together apart. Okay. So how many years were you Majas, right? For someone for 1, 2, 3. God, I think we still have some like the last class, right? That's 5 or 6 years, right? You started middle school. What was the amount of hours you did? Now, for those of you who went to the boot camp, thank you for coming to the boot camp. That was great. You're going to just average it out. So some of you were just always at the workshops, going to events, right? Maybe went once in a while, maybe only when I really had to, so pick what number you are, right? Don't spend too much thinking about hours, guys. Just average it, ballpark it. Don't make it a mathematical problem. Was more than 25 of your, what was, work hours related to your major? Some of you, yes. Worked at an ice cream shop, maybe no. And then here's extracurricular activities, right? So they're not asking you to list all this, but how many hours do you put? Some of you are like this. Some of you are here, right? So how many hours would you be? And then do you hold any leadership roles, right? So that's something that's also important. And remember, they say all other extracurricular activities. My sister is literally not only my big sister, but she was my second mom. My mom was cleaning at night, medical offices, and my sister is the one who, made sure that I had food in my mouth, right? So yes, those are other extracurricular activities if you're one of those wonderful siblings, right? Or just relatives too. And then yes, I would consider a leadership role. If it's no, it's fine. But do know to do that. Now look, I did something wrong. So we're gonna go look again. I didn't answer this question. Okay, in the independent living program, that's for foster youth. Okay, now I can continue. Any questions here? Any questions here?
Miss Vaccaro?
Yes, wonderful.
Sorry.
Never
I'm still
say
stuck
sorry
on
unless you get me, okay?
Okay. I'm still on the A to G matching part. Because I put in college coursework, right? And I just don't know which part of the A to G list my course is considered to be.
Okay, no problem. So what I am going to go back to that because a lot of people get stuck on A to G. And then remember, I'm going to urge you, either use your college counselor or myself to have a screen time looking at your Cal State Apply. I do understand that it's very challenging to have someone look at that. And then I would just kind of, we may have to need some, that's why we have that Friday open, and maybe we have to figure out some more inventive way, because privately you want to show it, not in a big group presentation. So we'll figure out something. If we do have maybe one of our college counselors join us on future Thursdays, we'll have breakout rooms too. So we'll have that as well. Okay, so, but any question or extracurricular before I go back to A to G? Okay, so don't forget to put extracurricular for hours. Keep in mind, if you're a borderline student, meaning you don't got the GPA to get into that program, remember the ones I said there, right? Let's be honest, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo is the hardest one. San Diego State, right? Long Beach, right? San Jose's up there. Fresno as well. Great forensics program, by the way. Go Bulldogs. I go back to my dashboard because I don't want to go, right? I want to go to academic history because look, I didn't finish. It's okay. Let's go back there because we had a question. A to G, right? And then I want to go update, right? And so here's my community college course. So what, do you mind saying, Alexis, what was that course?
General psychology.
Okay, so on there, it would be under here, you would change it, I believe. And I could go edit, right? And then here I could go edit. And then here's the subject. So over there, I don't like assuming, like just guessing from the top of my head. So that's why, there you go. So was there no psychology on there?
Oh, no, there was.
Okay, then you put psychology.
Okay.
Okay, and thank you for being such a superstar too. Okay, and then again, you want to go to A to G. Everyone, again, if you did not do this, because I know everyone's in different paces, that's normal, right? And it's hard to interrupt. Thank you for interrupting, right? Do you think Jason minded interrupting those times he did in people's lives? Okay, so then again, you didn't like my joke? I like my joke. That's all right. Okay, laugh at yourself. I'm going to put G1 on there. Psychology would be a G. Psychology would be a G.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the question. All right. But we want to go back to say, wait. Why are we not have a complete circle? Because we need to talk about EOP. Now, if you appreciate Majas, like I appreciate you and everyone else on the Majas team does too, we are so honored to work with you. Thank you. And thank you for spending a full day of school and then another hours with me. I really appreciate that. We want to see about eligibility. So now the thing is, who can be an EOP? Well, let's go to the EOP site. Not only do you get support services similar to what you've had in Majas, like you get an advisor to help you and guide you. I hope I've done a good job for you through the years. And always tell me there's ways that I can improve, except like cleaning up your bedroom at home. That would be so nice, huh? But the other thing is you get money, like hundreds of dollars. And then also you get priority to pick your classes. The only people who can pick them before are athletes. Remember guys, before you hit on the athletes, they don't even get paid and they're on the road a lot. Okay, so who is eligible? You have to have a history of low income. You have to go on full time, only for undergraduate students, right? Okay, so do you have to be an ethnic minority? No. May regular admissible students be considered EOP? Yes. I mean, can you get in? Right? There is an extra application form for you to do. Now, the thing is, when I'm checking on this website, a lot of times, sometimes students, well, what is considered low income? Because I live in the Bay Area. So I'm going to open up another tab and I'm going to go put in Cal State EOP income guidelines. I saw it there. Okay, let's go to Fullerton. And pretty much, Fullerton, hey, we've been there. Go Tups. So, you ready? Look at your family size they report, and this is the income. This is the income. So they used to, you had to be first gen and the income, but they realized if you're like 20th gen, but you have this income situation, it's hard. You need extra help. Now that doesn't mean, you know, my parents, God love being a blue collar worker. You know, I tell everyone I grew up with a mop in one hand and a shovel in another hand, and you wonder why I'm loud and proud. That's why. But we didn't meet these criteria, right? And I will be honest, as a CSU student, I had my friends get into EOP, and it was, there was a lot of love and support. Like they love their EOP advisors. So if you are eligible, please take the extra steps to apply, and I'll tell you what those are in a moment. If you don't meet them, here a word of advice. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, right? Even if it's very little, right? Very little. Like I remember my sisters, when they came to this country, they literally slept on a mattress. Or I slept in my crib until I was 4 years old. Yeah, it was tight. So anyway, and so when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that catalog. I'm gonna see how I can take my class. I became my own advisor, and just like, I'm not gonna make mistakes that nobody guided me in high school. You see why I'm being passionate now? And so I'll be honest, was able to graduate because of hard work and planning, not smarts. I don't say I'm not, you're right, but in 3 years of a state school. Even through huge budget cuts back then, right? So remember, there's a lot of resources, right? And it's just always that perspective, okay? So if you do qualify for EOP, meaning you meet the income criteria, you could say yes now, and you have to fill all this. I'm just gonna go really quickly. You have to fill out information about your family. Do you get SNAP funds, Social Security, disability, other questions. You will have brief statements to write about your motivation, any struggles you have. Totally worth doing that. And you do have a lot. You could, if you talk about any obstacles in your UC application, you copy and paste it. You may have to edit it. But here's the thing is, you need 2 recommendations. This is only for EOP. So if you meet the income criteria, you need 2 recommendations. One person must be from the school. You have 2 people from the school. And the other one, make sure you get it done by November so that it's all counts. Now you can also say, yes, I will fill it out later. So, because maybe you're like, I'm not too sure. I just want to submit my application, then I'll do EOP. That's something you could do. So or you could say no, okay, on there. Any questions about EOP, people? Okay, here's channel.
Wait, if you qualify for modules, shouldn't you qualify for this? Because I thought the requirements were basically the same.
No, that's where you don't want to assume on anything. Like even like for test scores, like UCs, some UCs are going to be test free, like the CSUs, and some UCs are deciding what to do because like we'll take the test scores because there's a lot of stuff going on called a lawsuit because they're saying that the test discriminates against people, because there's tons of history and research that shows that. So Modules is more, it's more inclusive because SI has been generous enough to provide more funding that our own state is compared to the EOP. So the EOP, I understand there's a lot more needs out there, but they're only so much funding. So they've given to what they decided is the ones of greatest need, which is only low income. For St. Ignatius Modules program, you could be first gen or identify as BIPOC, or notice there's a lot of ors, right? Or is first gen, right? So
but for this one, it's only if you're low income.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And a freshman, which all you guys meet and stuff like that. So any other questions about EOP? Thank you for bringing that up.
Mr. Caro?
Yes.
About modules as well, for the educational program section, is
Yes.
there a number or no?
I'll go back to make sure. I believe it's no, but I'll go back. Let me just show this section and then I'll go back there. Thank you for that question. So again, the deadline is December 4th. That is system-wide for CSUs. UCs is still November 30th. When I know they're making things confusing. So remember, let's stick with this together and don't assume. Trust what's in black and white, okay? So they're basically saying you got to check your portals too, guys. Talk about black and white. That's how you're gonna get all this information on there, right? So you wanna make sure everything is correct. So just a reminder. So I just wanna show you this before I go back to that section. It's all done. Woo! Love it. Love it. Okay, but we still have some questions. We wanna double check certain things. That's why I adore you guys. All right, so let's go to, wait, not that. Right? No. It says, okay. Sorry, I have a hypersensitive. Think about some questions. We have 543. We're going to still show how to submit. Oh, and Sabrino students, stay tuned. I got something to tell you. If my mouse will work. Okay, I'm gonna go program materials. No, that's not where I wanna go. My bad, but it's okay. Stay positive, have a flexible mindset. It's okay if you have some days it's hard to be positive. You know, I literally, to be honest, I told one of my meetings, I'm like, I need a moment. I told them that I need a moment. I didn't go into long. I said, can I just get a moment? So, if you have those moments, that's fine. That's why I say I never want you guys to say sorry if something went wrong or this and that. We all have that. Okay. Educational programs work experience, very important, more than ever any year. It's going to be looked at. So 99.5% of you guys will be saying no to all these programs. Okay. But because you are in Modus, you're going to put yes. And, right? And then this one goes number of years you participated in Modus. That's the number you would put in there. That's why I wanted to get back in there. I wanted to make sure. Okay. And then I'm just going to go to the other ones. Let me know if I didn't answer that question about how many years for Modus. And then here, work information. So if you didn't work, just put down no, that's fine. But if you did, how many hours and how much of this is related to your career? Extracurricular activities, how many you do. Don't forget, family responsibilities, helping that cousin out, that counts as well too. That's also a leadership role. Trust me, it is. And then you put yes on there. But if you don't have any, if you've just been a member because you just like learning about stuff, that's fine. But don't be honest, not modest. Okay. All right. Any questions for any of these sections before I go to the last things?
So like work you did from like sophomore year transitioning to junior year, would that consider like the work counted?
Well, I would say
6 months.
I think it's actually, I'm going to double check. So what was the average number of hours worked per year over the past 36 months? So one, shout out for the intelligence, the mathematicians out there. Yes, it does not include freshman year, right? So the last 36.
Wait, I thought that was talking about like if you had a job.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were still talking about Modus, but never mind.
No problem. I think it's very sometimes confusing because it's so much different. Also, guys, it's near the end of the day too. You guys are doing a lot of great stuff too. Okay. Any other questions out there? Okay. You know what I should have done a long time ago is I should have spotlighted this, but that's okay. We're almost there. Okay, let's just pretend. Okay, so an announcement. So let's say we already have Channel Islands on our list and you're a Sobrino student. So for only Sobrino students, let's talk about fee waivers. You could qualify for a fee waiver, but notice the income criteria for EOP, it's what's statewide low, not Bay Area low. And so it's kind of similar, those amounts to qualify for fee waiver. If you do qualify for a Cal State fee waiver, awesome. You get 4 CSUs for free. So make sure you have that challenge, that possible, that likely school, right? So a good example, a San Diego State, San Jose State, and then a San Francisco State. Because San Francisco State is a great backup option just financially because room and board is $16,000, and unless you get outside scholarship or outside help, it doesn't cover that. And the maximum amount of loans through the government is $5,000. It's a little bit. I'm rounding it off. It's a little bit more. So keep that in mind. So if I wanted to add another school, right? So I want to put San Francisco. Right? Oh, sorry. I need to add the program first. Oh, there we go. San Francisco undergraduate, right? And then I want to put in Africana Studies. By the way, for those who don't know the history of that campus, that is a campus that, is the first school that has a College of Ethnic Studies. Hopefully it's not the only one, but I have to check that out. So I put that in there. So now if I go to submit application, notice I have 2 applications. Yes, it is $70. Now, Sobrino students, listen up right now. Go into your email and you need to email your beautiful college counselor. Subject line, need CSU fee waiver, because thank you, St. Ignatius. You also, Sabrino students will get 2 CSU campuses paid for you, right? So, but check this button out, right? So I'm not going to click on it because I can't keep clicking on it for future workshops in case I have other ones. But if I click on it, it'll tell you automatically if you qualify or not, if you put your family size and family income on there, right? And then we will later on, we haven't figured out the logistics, how to do it, but you will need to have your application complete and ready to go. So if I was a Sabrino student, and let's say I email Miss Vaccaro because she's my college counselor, I would say, hey, I'm a Sabrina student. I just found out the Modges CSU kickoff that, you don't say all that long language, but just advertising. And then what you're going to say is like, my application's complete. Please let me know when the school's ready so I can submit my applications. And we go, drum roll, please. We got to figure out a way to do drum rolls. Got to do drum rolls. Got to continue somehow. And then you would submit the application. So let me show you. Now you can submit all, or I could submit one at a time. Now, again, you can submit all if you're doing it for Sabrina students. So by the way, if you have not sent the email, there's going to be a laundry list. Do that now. Put that in the subject line. Sabrina student need 2 CSU fee waivers. Okay. But if you qualify for a fee waiver from the Cal State, it's the reason why we're doing that, because of it, you know, if you're Sabrino, you do need that support out there. We all need support right now, but it's just $140. So let's just say I want to go and submit my application. And if you're done and you want to risk it without someone checking it, you have that prerogative. But here's the nice thing. They're saying, look at everything. Are you sure you're okay? And it's like warning sign. Yeah, they're saying, are you sure you're going to do without testing? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, and then here I'm going to put undeclared. That's only a coupon code. No, we don't have coupon codes, but I guess that's something that we could check into. And then you want to continue. You can pay by PayPal or credit card. Checks are not an option. You have to indicate what billing address. And then after you enter that in, make sure, you know, let me know, G-chat me, and, you know, maybe we'll just like do Sandro, send me the video. Don't put your screen on the video. Send me the video, and then we'll do drum roll, please. You submit. And then we say, congratulations, congratulations. You applied to CSU Channel Islands. Woo! Send those videos up, okay? So, but I do encourage you guys, usually at these workshops, I would check it for you. And then I said, okay, it's ready to go, green light. We need to figure out a way to just have drop-in times as a check application. I'd be very happy to do that. And then also, but if you have the right prerogative, send it out. I will guarantee you it's a pain if you made one mistake. I had a student who went to the first CSU, I'll be really honest with you. He went to the first CSU kickoff. The reason why I'm like, wait, how many years is it? That's why like some of you guys saw 8th or somewhere 9th. And like, I still remember that student's name because he submitted. I'm like, well, why didn't you let me chat? He applied to 5 CSUs. Oh my goodness, to communicate with all those schools to make the changes. And now imagine during COVID-19, make sure someone checks it. And then we'll do drum roll, please. And definitely all of you today deserve a huge applause because we have just completed an entire line by line run through of the CSU application. Congrats, guys. Congrats, because you can't stop, won't stop. All right, we still have 7 more minutes. Questions, and then I'm going to say a few other words that are important to you. Any questions out there?
I have a question. So I want to apply to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, but it doesn't really show up. There's Cal Poly Pomona, and then it just says Cal Poly.
Okay,
So I'm kind of I just don't want to apply to the wrong one.
No, I mean, yeah, well, there's no wrong one. I want to apply the one right. So, right, so we're gonna just do San Luis. I just did it that way just because someone, so there's Cal, Pomona, and then, so let's do this. Poly. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Hold on a second.
I think you have to go to filters.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I was going to scroll, but that's going to be ridiculous. So campus. Okay, who's the smart people out there? See, this is what doing study groups is so important, guys. Telling you. So Cal Poly undergraduate. Wow, somebody
Okay,
thought they're the Cal Poly. Sorry, I didn't say that. Yes, congrats. So these are all the majors. Keep in mind when you do apply for that major, that's the one that you put in. Now, some of the campuses, so you notice is something new. So thank you for bringing up the era, and thank you about the filters. You're amazing. Amazing. That's why you guys need to do study groups together. This program requires you to choose an alternate choice. So if a campus allows you to do an alternate choice, go for it. Some schools don't. Like the reason why I didn't pop up for some other schools, because like I said, Channel Islands is not one of those selective schools. Pretty much majority all the CSUs are. So I maybe want to put in another major. Maybe I don't want to do computer science and then, oh wait, the most competitive major, actually it's actually architecture, but the next one will be aerospace engineering. No, mechanical, then aerospace. So maybe I want to look at other different programs, right? So who do you want to be, right? What do you want to do, right? What do you want to, so, right, English can't go wrong there, you know, as long as you're going to be rewrite. So you could put, I am not interested in alternate. I wouldn't recommend that. You will have some people say, oh, I've never seen anyone get an alternate. I have recently. Not like last year, but a couple years ago. So you never know, especially during this year, right? You want to do that. And then if you notice over here, now it's, you know, the applications here. Now the reason why they're saying 2 campus are up there, but the amount is higher because these are complete. There's still some extra parts that I need to do. And so now when you see here, this is this section I need to do, right? So on here, I don't have a check mark, because this campus wants me to fill out some other questions on here, right? So this is a couple of things is that they want to make sure you're not lying, right? You're a first-year student, right? They're saying, yeah, they're making sure that you don't lie. You have to understand each campus in the hundreds, rescind is the language. Rescind, you know what rescind means? That means we gave you an acceptance letter, and because you didn't do well your senior year, we're taking it away. Hundreds of students from all the public schools in California report that. Okay.
Yeah, kind of follow-up question on that.
Yeah.
Like if I get like a 0.1 lower than last year, do they like I just want to know like how much of a difference will they make someone rescind it?
You know, when it's competitive schools like the San Luis Obispo or UCs, even if it's a C, I would go and email them. But it's a true story. I still remember the table I was sat on with the student, and hopefully one day we will sit next to you guys soon too. They got a D, and so D is for sure you're looking for problems, and you need to communicate with the colleges. I've had past students who told me right away. So he found out in August to his dream school, by the way. And in August, they said, sorry, you can't come here. Well, what's still available in August, right? Especially back then. Now, but I had other students, middle spring semesters that, oh my God, now they were lucky, but we really worked on, we explained what was going on. But, right, so everyone, you know, try to maintain what you have or improve. But dudes, don't go lower than a B. Right? You A people, you, okay? So does that make sense? So no slacking, because senioritis is a real disease, just like COVID-19. So wear your mask, social distancing, Wash your hands. Does that help? Okay, there's no
Yep, thank you so
problem.
much.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm just going to cover these two other things. I think there is another question. Somebody said that they picked a college, but it says for international applicants. So that means you put in something in the beginning that's showing you're an international student. So again, you need to go back to the very beginning, pretend like you're just starting the application. Don't create a new account, and you got to repair what you've done. And also you could do that in the profile section as well. And congrats for all you guys who ended up getting into those religion classes. I know some of you are like, oh my God, look what religion class I got in. All right, so again, this is a couple of things. This is a tool for you, right? So remember, if you messed up on your profile information, this is a place that you can kind of fix that information, change your password as well too. The extended profile, right? So for the one, it's like, why am I getting, maybe there's something here you entered incorrectly. So that's another place you could do that. Other data points is for connecting. So this is something that we will continue using. So for our Modus boot camps, mini boot camps, we will need to hear your wisdom out there too. Remember, if you need to go reference as an ID number, put that, copy and paste it and put that in there. Thank you for all you guys listening for my comments as well too. You also, this is not where you get all your information from your individual campuses. This is where you'll get help and information from the application center. You need to go directly for each campus, and there'll be a different portal, so make sure to get that clear. To be honest, I really think this month students should just get their CSUs done and submit it. It feels good doing that. That's why we do the drum rolls for excitement and appreciation. But remember also, it's really important to have your backups as well too, right? So you want to make sure that you go on to fafsa.ed.gov. Please, please, please remember, this is open now for all seniors. Every college out there in the United States of America takes the FAFSA application. You could do an IRS data retrieval. You just need one of your parents to get an ID number, and so as you. So you start here, and they'll guide you and log in. Also, there's a phone number, 1-800-4-FED, F-E-D-A-I-D. We will do a Cash for College financial presentation just for Majas to be determined on the date, but it'll definitely be after the break. Do know that over 400 colleges also need your cssprofile.org. That is the platform for College Board. So again, you're going to do the sign in. This will take a lot of time, but again, you want to do both of those financial aid forms definitely before Halloween, so get a treat versus a trick, because you may get verification and other information. And once again, I have to tell you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And then I know it's 6. I know you're tired. You may be going to the test and learning, but I am going to ask a favor. Can I ask a favor from all you guys? I'm going to ask you guys if you can pretty please to unmute yourself.